Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today, we're going to talk about something that is super important, not only in your personal life, but it's very important in your business life as well. And that is setting boundaries. And specifically, we're going to talk about how to set communication boundaries with clients. In 2022, when we're recording this episode in May of 2022, there are a lot of ways where clients can get in touch with you. And trust me, I've had them reach out to me on just about every way possible that we may discuss today. But setting those communication boundaries are really, really important. Just because we have this cell phone and they have our cell phone number and stuff doesn't mean they should have the flexibility to text us at 10 p.m. at night when we're with our families or off. So it's going to be more important, I think, in this day and age than it ever was when I was growing up, when everybody had a brick and mortar business. They were opened Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or whatever the hours were. People knew that they couldn't get in touch with them beyond that. So it was you didn't have to set these communication boundaries back then. Today, you really do need to do it. And I'm going to let Tim start us off, and then I'll dive in and give my 2 cents as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that the key here is to plan out how you want these boundaries to be ahead of time, and then communicate it to your clients from the very beginning. And then ideally, even have something in your contract that states how you work and how to get in touch with you and stuff like that. That way it's in paper. And again, it's something that they're agreeing to along with the rest of the agreement so that everything's clear, right? There's no surprises, right? They're not going to be mad at you that you won't text them back at 11 p.m. at night. And so, again, a lot of it is preference. For me, my preference is that no one calls me, right?
Yeah.
We can do phone appointments, but it has to be scheduled. If you call me, I will not answer it. It doesn't matter if I'm, free or not. I'm not going to answer it. I hate answering that phone call out of the blue. So it's like, you want to talk about something awesome. Let's schedule a call. Let's do a meeting. And then we'll do Zoom, we'll do phone, whatever. And so that's the preferred way. And so, and then another thing is I don't respond to emails after 5 p.m. I just don't. And so, so that's the main thing. And so making those things upfront to your client that, hey, these are the hours that I work during the week. And I'll respond to your emails during then. We can schedule a call to go over things, and just being upfront about it. So,
yeah. And one thing that I want to say, with setting these communication boundaries, obviously, if there's emergencies that come up, that's a different, make sure you set those parameters in place too. Doesn't mean that you have to be texted in the middle of the night, but, if a client's site goes down, and it's urgent and it's their moneymaker and stuff, or it's a weekend, they need to have those ways to get in touch with you in those emergency situations too. So don't, make sure you take care of setting those in place too, not just cutting yourself off. Cause I'm with Tim, after 5 o'clock, that's it. I don't want to really deal with clients. It's family time and that's me time or whatever time it is and stuff. And, but make sure that, cause sometimes emergencies come up and stuff, and just give them be real clear with what's okay and what's not okay and stuff. And then you should be fine. It's pretty simple, pretty short episode. I know it seems crazy. Why do we even need to have an episode on this? But believe it or not, you really do, because I didn't set them in the beginning. I just was so happy to get clients and stuff. I didn't even think about setting communication boundaries and stuff. And I had them texting me and calling me at all hours of the night. And guess what? I was jumping, and I got to a point where I didn't want to jump anymore. And it's harder to go on the backside and establish these things than it is in the beginning, in the front side, when you're initially meeting with those clients and stuff. So trust me, from experience, it's much harder than to try and reestablish them on the backside.
Yeah. And it's a hard thing because we want to please our clients. We want to make them happy. We want to serve them well. But if you are doing things outside of your comfort zone, talking on weekends, and it's stressing you out, like you're not going to be able to serve them or your other clients well. And so by having your standard boundaries of communication, you're able to serve all your clients best that way. And you're able to stay sane and have good mental health and everything. There's a book, the last thing I want to say, a kid's book. I don't know if it's just in America or global, but it's called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. And the premise is if you give a mouse a cookie, they're going to ask for a glass of milk, right? And so it's like with clients, you give a client 5 feet, they're going to want 20 feet. And so it's like you text them once, you text them back once, they're going to just continue texting. And so keep that in mind. It's like they'll respond to how you react. So if they start texting you a million questions and you're answering those questions via text, well, then they're going to continue texting you, even if you've established boundaries and communication boundaries and stuff. So best advice is say, hey, I got your message. Let's schedule a call, for Monday morning or whatever. And I'll be happy to walk you through all these things, and just end it there. And they'll be happy because they're heard, but now they're not going to keep texting you until the project is over. So,
all right. Tomorrow we've got another great episode. The first person you should hire when growing your web design business. Until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.